Hello and welcome back to Wild Sun Art Studio. My name is Robinson and I'm very happy to be here with you today to be creative and make art. Please do like this video with a thumbs up if you like this video. Give me a comment because I love hearing from you. Please subscribe to my channel and share this video if you enjoy it. Today we are making, I'm making, and I hope you will join me, this really cute little folio. There are two people, and I'm going to link them in the description below, who take a single piece of cardstock or something, and they make this whole intricately folded folio out of it, and I think they're amazing. One is, I think her name is Julia from Camellia Crafts Design, and the other is Patty from Patricia Viramontes, and I will link their channels below. They have fabulous stuff. It's very exciting to watch. But I made up one of my own because I love the concept so much. So this is just a little quick folio, but it's all made, all the pockets, everything is made out of one sheet of paper, and I'll show you how. So there's a little tuck in the front, tuck from the bottom, and there's a pocket in here, and oh, this is a single card pocket. This one is actually a folded little card. And then you open it up, and if you want, you can take some extra paper. There wasn't enough in the single piece of paper, but you could make a little, a little triangle tuck for a card, or a half pocket, or you could do sort of a tall pocket and a short pocket, or make it up as you go along. Then there's space for a little it's called a pamphlet that I stitched in, and there is a bit of a spine to the book, to the folio, and then there's a little folio, a pocket here for another folio. I made this out of a separate piece of cardstock. There was room. It's 8.5 inches wide, so there was room for a little fold in, and I haven't decorated any of it yet. So let me show you. Oh, and this is an old candy wrapper that I had, and I put some double stick tape on it, and I thought I would show you this because it would be fun. So this is the backing paper. And I thought I would put it right there. Ta-da! Tiny bit crooked. I will have to put some art there to cover up the part that didn't work. So anyway, let me show you how to do this. If you have a scoreboard, this one's made by EK Tools, but there are lots of them around. Many different companies make these. They come with a little scoring tool, and they're little grooves here. I drew this line here because sometimes you need to know, in some random piece of paper, where this line begins and starts, because you need an extra fold and whatever. Okay, so the book runs this way. Let me show you. Like this, right? And I needed to add a little bit of spine. So this paper is 8.5 inches across. So that means 4.25 is the exact middle. So I decided I would give this book 1/4 of an inch, spine. So I went to 4.25, which is the exact middle, and then I moved one divot over to the left, and I'll move one extra divot over to the right, and 2 divots makes 1/4 of an inch on the scoreboard. So there's the first one. So we're going all the way down the length, the 11-inch length of the paper. So now there's, I hope you can see this. I hope the light's good enough so you can see there's a score there and a score there, and that will give me the front cover, the spine, and the back cover. All right, now we're going to turn, if this is the top of the page, we're going to turn this clockwise to the right and bring the paper up sort of widthwise. And I could have, see, I want the bottom to fold up to make pockets. But then I thought, I don't really want the pockets to go all the way to the top. So I thought, what if I come down, you know, have the pocket be an inch shorter than the width. So 5.5 inches is exactly in the middle. So if I come down 1/2 inch, that means this side will be 1 whole inch shorter than that side. So at the 5-inch mark, there we go. I've made a score there. And then on the front, when this is going to be the front cover side and this is the back cover side. So when I fold this up, I thought, well, I'll fold that to the front, but then I wanted this extra little tuck, and that's 1 inch. So I'm going to go over here to the 1-inch mark, and I'm pretty sure you can see that. And I'm only going to go off over to the first score. And if you're doing this without a scoreboard, just measure. So you've got a 1-inch score here, and then this measurement is 5 inches, and you can just draw a line. And you know, I used to do this all the time. I would go, I would just draw this really light, just have a very light hand with the sharp part of the blade. And you can take, you know, once you've made some tick marks with pencil, and you can just do a light line down. I did that my entire childhood. I've only had the scoreboard for about 10 years, so that's been a while. And then, yeah, so the front is, this bottom part is going to fold to the front of my little folder, and this part is going to fold up and be on the inside of the back cover. All right, so let me show you how to do the cutting. Hold on a sec. Get that back in my shelf so that it's out of the way. Okay, so this is going to be the spine right here, right? And we don't really need this in it, but I'm going to sew the little pamphlet in here, and I thought it might be nice to fold this little bit of spine that's just extra, fold it up and reinforce this part of the spine. So what I'm going to do, this is a truth when you have these marks, is there's discernible width to the scoring mark. So what I'm going to do is cut to the sort of to the left of the left hand line so that I don't have any of that bent score mark when I fold this up. And then I'm going to cut to the right of the right hand mark again so that I don't have any of the bent. Sorry. Now I'm laughing and I really can't. All right, hold the paper steady. But now, if I fold this spine up, it's going to be too wide, and when I try to fold the book in half, it's going to bump into this. So now I'm going to, you'll see if you do this on a scoreboard. I'm just going to take a little bit off each side so that I get all the sturdiness of being able to glue down the extra paper on the spine, but without having extra sort of bend over and be in the crease of the cover closing, which when I was making the red book, I forgot that this happens with paper. The bending of the spine there takes some room, and I had to sort of bend the book back and cut off a little extra. All right, so now I will be able to glue that up, and it won't get in the way of closing the book. So this is just Elmer's white glue. I've explained this before, but this is the bottle from Art Glitter Glue. Real art glitter glue is made to draw, a line and then put glitter. It's made to hold glitter, which is made out of plastic, which needs a whole lot of gripping action in the glue. When I'm gluing paper to paper, it is my humble opinion that a person doesn't need a fancy glue for that. So I got the art glitter glue because so many people love it, but it's like $8 a bottle. It's really expensive, and Elmer's glue is lovely and inexpensive. So I decided that. So I'm folding this up so that these edges match. And this is being a little fussy down here. But I'm making sure that these outside edges match. And when I made this book, I wanted to have a little thumb hole there. So I took, this is a 1-inch circular paper punch. And you could just like trace a quarter or something if you didn't happen to have a paper punch, and cut that out by hand. And then I'm going to put a little glue up the edges. Am I going in the right direction? Yes, I believe that I am. I think I'm in view. Am I? Yes, I am. So I've got glue on both sides there, and I'll flip it up. And again, make sure that these outside edges are the ones that match, because I don't want it coming over into the fold there. And just rub where the glue is and encourage the paper to do that thing it does with glue. And now this side I'm going to fold the other way to the front. So again, I'm going to make these outside edges be the ones that match, and I'm going to burnish that. And then I'm going to fold this down so it'll be a tuck from the inside. Now, this is important. We do want to burnish this edge amongst all other edges, because when I glue this, I want this to be really flat. It'll make the tuck be tight, and that will help this little card stay where I want it to be, if that's a, pretty tight glue. The other pockets, actually, I wouldn't mind if they weren't so tight, because then I can put more fun stuff in the pockets. So I'm gluing both outside edges of that tuck, and I'm going to hold it flat so there's no bubble right there in the middle, and just slightly rub the outsides so that the glue remembers where I want it to go. And now, again, I'm going to glue the outside of the pocket, or just the sides. Now, I'm not going to show you in this video how to embellish, but if you have stickers, if you've painted little flowers on watercolor paper, you can fussy cut them out and glue them on. You can decorate this little folio however you like. And there we go. So now I'm going to bend the spine. So first I'm going to fold the front. Just make sure that's a good crease. I'm going to flip it over and fold the back, and I'm lining up these bottom edges of the front and the back to make sure the cover bends where I want it to bend. And there's the little structure. So I have a tuck in the front, a pocket in the front, and we open, and I've got a nice double layered spine there, and you can't really see it. Oh look, I just happen to have some watercolor cards. Look, it's a watercolor card with a sticker of a flower on it. Anyway, that can go in there, but I'll let it finish drying before I start adding stuff. Now, in the red book, I have some papers, so I think I took 5 pages. However, you can do it as thick or as thin as you like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, this is shorter. Let's measure. When we're thinking about the width of the book, if I go from the edge of the spine over, I get really about 4 1/8. But I think if I measured to 4 inches, that's plenty wide enough. What did I do in this book? Yeah, it's 4 inches. So what you do is tap the paper so that this edge all the papers are lined up on one edge. Then hold this edge tightly and bend it over. You know how when you fold paper in half, it sort of starts, the inner piece starts to fan out a little bit? Well, what we wanted to do, actually go a little bit more there, is I want this edge to stay straight without any of that fanning out from the middle. I want all the fanning on this extra part that's longer, because I'm going to cut that off. So I think my video is going to cut off if I try to do this for you. But anyway, what you would do is cut off with a scissor or a paper cutter that. And then when I'm measuring the height, I want my paper to be in a little from the top so the cover can really protect the paper, and in a little from the bottom, which I would do on my big paper cutter, which is over there. And then you just sew it in. You punch 2 holes with an awl, and then you match up the 2 holes in the signature with, and you make 2 holes in the cover, and then you just thread a circle of thread or embroidery floss or linen or whatever you've got, and just tie a knot. And you'll see in this book there, I just tied a knot in the beginning, and I just made the 2 holes because this is not, it's not a heavy book. It doesn't need a lot of support. And there we go. So I have a lavender book and a red book, and it's just a cute little folio. You could write notes about your day when you go to visit the coffee shop, or you could keep your shopping lists in it, or your to-do list. Or you can tuck little photographs in, or whatever you want to do. Yeah, it's up to you. So I wish you a lot of fun. I hope you make one of these, just because it's good exercise for our fingers and our imaginations. And I wish for you, it's spring when I'm making this, which comes a little slower because I live in Maine and it just takes a while for the heat to get all the way up here. It's like 50 degrees today. It's sort of chilly and rainy looking, but I wish us all the exuberance of spring. I have this beautiful lilac in front of my house, and the little buds are beginning to look like miniature leaves. It's very exciting. So I wish you springtime exuberance, and I will see you next time. Bye.